Boy, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Sportswire Radio, I am actually here with a man that probably could do better introductions than me. Everybody talks about my introductions, but our guest here is back for the first time in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. He is back here for the first time in 8 months. Boy, has his world changed, and our world has changed here on Sports by Radio drastically in those 8 months. We were talking off the air, and we were talking about Sports by Radio 8 months ago. It was just 500 subscribers, give or take. Here we are, nearly 3 times that, and here we are now talking about different things our guest is involved in, and something coming up this weekend. Oh, I'll get to that. Plus, we'll talk about some other things, and what's he been up to since? And maybe a guy that's a rad hazard, aka Rad Dad, will come up, and some different shows, different places, some transitions, and he'll probably, I don't know, roast me on some of my introductions. But it's been a hot skip in a minute since our guest has been here on his YouTube channel. This man has over 75,000 plus YouTube subscribers. He also is a man that has done it all: voiceover work, impressions, you name it, he's done it. And now, not only is he doing some ring introductions, not only is he doing some announcing, he's also dabbling a little bit in the ring. He'll definitely talk about that here and some, plus who knows whatever else. But since he hasn't been here in so long, and this is an interview that I've been waiting for a long time, and I kind of owe him. I owe him big time here, ladies and gentlemen. I am now going to give him that introduction that I can only hope to be half of what this man does every single time he steps out there, wherever it might be, in the independent wrestling circuit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking the weekend off here in style on Sportswire Radio, and I'm going to definitely give you a chat of all trades, like introduction in prime time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. So, with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one, Sports Show voice impressionist, a man that sounds like the very best, but now he's wrestling to be like the very best. He's the Chad of all trades. His name is simply put, DVG. My friend, how are we doing?
How many times do you have to do that until you black out? You're gonna have one of these days. You're gonna have to you're gonna do it so long that you're gonna just black out on your own show, and that's gonna be a highlight. I guarantee you.
It's
but
gonna
I'm
be
doing
a
fantastic. I'm doing fantastic.
Well, I have to tell you this story real quick because it's funny you said that, because I think you came on 8 months ago. I think, right, man, maybe around then or just before. I'm trying to remember what the timeline was chronologically. I did a show with a British wrestler / general manager for a company that's going to come on for a few minutes tomorrow afternoon to promote a charity show, which I'm supporting over there, overseas Cutlery Championship Wrestling, which will be Cutlery Community Wrestling soon. And I actually, as I was doing my intro, I clutched my chest and I'm like, oh, okay, here's the moment now. My career's over. My voice is going to go out. And I just kind of caught myself back up. It was almost like he reminded me when I was growing up playing basketball. And I remember my coach, it was Coach Maloney. He'd always say, Tommy! And it was just, I would stamp my feet to box out. And it was almost like I boxed out again. And I caught myself and did the rest of the show. And here we are.
I will definitely admit when I've had those moments as well where I'm doing my announcing and I'm really trying to like give them the introduction that they deserve. One, especially Ricardo Rodriguez, because you know how he does whenever he does
but
with
you've been
Alberto Del
hobnobbing
Rio.
with like all the WWE guys. James Ellsworth, Matt Riddle, Ricardo Rodriguez. You got Rad Dad in between. I mean, you've been hobnobbing with the big names since you last came on.
Exactly. And there's only a whole lot more to come. And the next show that I'm going to be working with is with Kevin Nash, of all people.
Wow. Kevin Nash. Wow. The one and only Kevin Nash, who still looks like, you know, he could give a few shots at them. He's in great shape, Kevin Nash, by the way. You are going to be like starstruck. Are you going to be nervous? I mean, I know you got 75,000 plus subs on YouTube. I know you've been out there. We've talked about you've done in front of major crowds, thousands of people, but this is Kevin Nash. This is when you think about all-time wrestling greats, all-time wrestling draws. This is a man that he's, you know, him alongside Scott Hall single-handedly revolutionized the sport of wrestling, and you're going to be on a show with him. Are the nerves kicking in thinking about it?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because I used to be. I used to be starstruck with all of these people that I used to work with, but now I'm just like, these are regular dudes. These guys are so chill. Some of them are. Most of them are. Some of them are just, you know, like...
But Nash is like all-time in the stratosphere. Nash is up there with like, I don't know, 10, 15 guys. So like, how are you going to approach him in that locker room?
It all depends if I'm going to be busy or not trying to get the show set up. Because not only whenever I do stuff for ACW, ring announcing, and things along those lines, but I also do the DJ work. I also do the music, the sound. I have all of my microphones and set up, my speaker and everything along those lines. I pretty much do everything.
You're a Chad of all trades. I mean, that's simple as that.
Of all trades. That is something that I'm going to trademark sooner or later.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you said that because years ago, I used to call myself a jack of all trades and a master of none of them. And you are literally the Chad of all trades. Meanwhile, I was a jack of all trades, but a master at none. So you were actually a man that, you know, does that though. But again, just, you know, Kevin Nash. I mean, that's wild, man.
It's a big name compared to all of the people. Compared to all the people that I worked with, Kurt Angle, Scott Steiner, and Bob Orton, it's just like all of these different names that I've been working with is just absolutely insane. I will say that my favorite one that I've worked with so far, Kalisto.
Really? Why Kalisto?
Kalisto is the chillest person that you could ever meet. Honestly, he will talk to you for hours on end about things that he loves. I showed him a couple of masks that I had, and he's just giving me ideas after ideas of what things that I could do with these different types of characters that I've got and everything along those lines. And I'm just staring at him in awe. He's like a 5-year-old kid in a candy store just giddy about this stuff. He's so cool. He's so good to talk to.
Let me ask you a question. I see a bunch of people in my chat. It's a different environment since you came here last. We built a platform, despite what some would say. It's a platform. So what advice would you have? I got a bunch of wrestlers here are going to pop in and out, I'm sure, through the next 90 minutes or so. You're with these Hall of Famers. You talk about Big Daddy Cool Diesel, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Big Papa Pump, you know, Bob Orton, Matt Riddle, James Ellsworth. So what advice would you give to some of these different wrestlers who are up and comers, who maybe like you transitioning from the yard to the underground, and maybe they go into the indies? What's your advice then you'd give them?
The main thing that I could give when it comes to stuff like that, from transferring up into the professional, listen. And listen well. Keep your nose to the grindstone and just keep going and just, you know, if people come up to you and say, hey, you should do this, this, and that, and you were taught differently, just nod your head, say, okay, I'll keep it in mind, move on. keep with what you are taught with, and just be sure that you're a people person. Talk to
Yeah.
these individuals,
Yeah.
get in their brains and talk to them about what you can do to make yourself better and the world of pro wrestling better as well.
I think that's a life lesson in life in general. I was joking with you off the air. We first talked 10 months ago where I'm at
Mm-hmm.
300 some odd subscribers on YouTube. We were talking. I said, I basically had to start from scratch. I was a Facebook streamer, and then I couldn't stream on Facebook, and I started to start from scratch. And the reason that I'm here talking to you with anybody tuning in is because I basically talk to as many people as I can every single day. There's so many different people. I learned that from my political career, where I did have, some success. My buddy Barry Gutman's here, and we won an election, and we got a couple of wins and some races, and we did really well. And it was because I knocked on the doors. I kept talking to people until I wore my pair of shoes out 4 and 5 times over. It's the same thing in the wrestling world. You have to be a people person. But I want to do something else for this. I know we have a bunch of people here, and I want to go right off the bat because my buddy and your buddy, DVG, has got a YouTube channel, and I want to give him a sub. I got him at Dat Voice Guy. I got 75,600 plus subscribers on YouTube. I want to see him get to more subscribers. So I want everybody right now, since I got a bunch of you here, go hit the sub button for him. Just do it, because not just wrestling. He's got voiceover work. He's got Family Guy. He's got video game. He's got a whole list of different things. He's got a new channel also he's working on. He's got a lot of different things. Definitely.
The new channel is mainly for wrestling, by the way.
Yes, which we're gonna put up. We're gonna put that out. I got that. But I got the 75,000 one. I got to plug first. I'm going to get
this one I've been working on for 10 years.
But I got to put that out. You got you got the watch hours. Listen, as a man of myself who just got to 1,000 2 weeks ago and got the watch hours, I know the struggle. I know being a content creator, not to your level, but I know, the effort. And so if you have a chance, hit the sub button, because it allows our favorite people to be here permanently like me. So I think that's why you want to hit the sub button there. So let me take this up. We'll put Destin Victor Glow's YouTube page up in a minute, but let's go like this. Bring everybody back in. So it's been 8 months. It's been a long journey for you. You kind of set the tables for us a little bit. So what in God's green earth have you been doing then, to recap for the audience and such?
Let's see. Back in February, I'm going to assume. No, it was actually January 28th. It was the last time we talked to each other.
No, we're talking about 9 months then.
It's been 9 months along those lines. At the end of the month, we're getting to that point to be 9 months. And
oh my God, it's like a baby. It's like having a baby in 9 months. Isn't it? It's like a baby 9 months. I wouldn't know though.
No, me either. I want to know, and I don't want to know. Anyway, it starts from ACW. Just been working with the Kingpin Sicken himself. He's been giving me a lot of opportunities and showing me different places to go that need a certain thing. And guess what? The name says it itself right here. The Chad of all trades. I can list you the amount of things that I can do and will do for you. Ring announcer, commentary, referee, manager, wrestler, camera guy, sound and music, video production and editing. Everything along those lines I have been doing for many different companies. The video and production would be for EBW Pro. Yep. The camera guy and everything along those lines would be for all the smaller indie places. Wrestler, there's
you did some stuff in Amplified. I know that you did a lot of stuff there with them. I mean, you did a lot of places, ACW. So I mean, I was following that through social media.
Made my debut on the IWTV website at Intergender Bonanza, the one that Stan Styles runs and whatnot.
Yes, I know IWTV.
I've been there twice, and we have another show coming up in November as well on the 21st. So,
but you've been working, if I'm not mistaken, because you and I spoke a bunch of times since then, and it hadn't worked out until tonight. You've worked, what is it? We've had 36 weekends or something like that since we last spoke. And you had to have worked, 27 of them or something like that? Some crazy number. I'm pretty sure that's the number.
It's at least. I could count them all out for you.
There was a couple. I think you had a few weekends off a couple times, but that will put you still, you worked 3/4 of the last 9 months.
Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you right now, I have at least another 10, 15 shows until the end of the year.
Well, we
at
got
least
well
at
today
least
is the
10.
20. Well, today's the 24th. So if you do the math, you're looking at what, 9 more weekends? About nine, like 9, 10 more weekends, something like
10
that.
more weekends until the new year.
Yeah.
So it's wow. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Like
How
everybody
have you been able
needs.
to do it then? I mean, you talked about all these different things, but how are you able to just do it, I guess?
Let's be honest, it's just luck. Because it's really luck because all of these
Sure.
shows have their dates that is not piling up on other shows that I have as well. So thank God for that, because if every show that I've been working with has it on single day, like on a single weekend on a specific
Right.
Saturday, I would have to choose one of them. It's not going to be fun because they are in need of my services. It's crazy. I just I just run with the punches, and thankfully with my car that I don't have that stupid 2002 pickup truck anymore. I have a nice, very nice four-door that I can drive other wrestlers to shows as well that I'm going to,
Oh,
so I
I'm
can
sure
give
we'll get to
them
a few later
opportunities
on.
as
I know we're
well.
going to get to a few of them later on. I'm going to say
Hmm.
no comment on them still. They say that's the best part of the journey, when you're doing the independent wrestling circuit. I have some of the British guys coming on tomorrow. I have Stud Bronson from Arizona. I just had on a man I'm sure we'll talk about later on, Godric Sandwell. And that's kind of the journey of an independent wrestler, is that going up and down the road, traveling 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So this is the most enjoyable part.
I'm gonna argue with you on that one just a
Yeah.
little bit because
Some guys say they like
driving
it. Mhm.
is a pain in the ass
Some
sometimes,
guys love
especially when
it.
it.
Some guys come on here and say, "Oh my God, it's so great. We drive it for hours." There
Oh
was
yeah,
one.
it's the
I don't
best
know.
thing. Yeah, no, it's great when they're not the ones driving. So
I see. I get it. I
now,
get it.
if you're driving by yourself to these certain places, it is utter hell. I've driven 5 hours up to Connecticut and stuff like that to, watch a show and do a little networking and things that and the other. And well, it's crazy. It's legit crazy. But if it's with other people, it goes by a lot smoother. I can
It's
guarantee
like
you that.
road trip. It's just like road trip. You would think you get a bunch of people in the car, and
Yeah.
I've never really done that. That's why I always find it so fascinating. I've been covering wrestling for literally just about 4 years. Whether it's overseas,
Mm-hmm.
Australia, a little bit, obviously the backyard, the underground, and the independent wrestling circuit. And I've never really done a road trip. The most I think I've ever been traveling by car somewhere is, people are gonna laugh, an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 minutes. Well, you gotta remember, I grew up. We didn't have a car. We didn't
That's
travel, and
fair.
I'm in New York City, so I didn't grow up with that. And then later
Yeah.
on, so I think it's just so fascinating. But before I go into anything else, I know we have another YouTube channel, and I got a bunch of people here still. So go out there and help him get to 250 subscribers, Mr. Destin Victor Glow, because that'll be your destiny to help him glow. So he's 140 subscribers away. We're
And I
gonna
can
help.
tell you this, it will
Yes.
be my victory to hit 250. Come on.
Why is that? You have 75 million like on your other channel. Why is it a victory to hit 250? I find
Well,
that fascinating. My man has 75,000 plus on one channel. But
YouTube is a very fickle thing.
listen, I'm aware now. It's funny. All of a sudden now I'm into the algorithms. I'm into
Yeah.
what my revenue is, my
Hmm.
RPMs. I get it. But you have 75,000 on one channel. So what's it mean to you to hit 250?
It means the world.
All right,
Honestly,
why?
it's just to grow and show everybody my talent and the things that I can do. It could be able to show off to different types of promoters as well
Hmm.
on the other side of the United States. Hell, maybe even around the world too. It could give me
I got
opportunities,
James
and I could
Barris
give other
tomorrow. I mean,
people
I've been
opportunities
instructed
as well.
by yesterday's show, and the guys there who are deathmatch wrestlers wanted to be mentioned in the UK. So I'll
Hmm.
mention you. You got 75,000 subs. I'm sure the promoter James Barris is gonna go, oh, he's got 75,000 on one channel. Where do I sign?
I haven't never been outside of the states before, so that'd be a journey if that ever
Well,
happens.
I haven't even been out of the East Coast really. So could you imagine that? But all right, so it's been 8 months.
Hmm.
You've been wrestling. You've been doing different things. ACW, we've seen you quite a bit in. I mean, what is for the audience some of your favorite moments you've been a part of the last 8 months? Let's say whatever you want to decide it as.
In the last 8 months, I would say being able to get on IWTV and having to do my thing in a live video production setting, because that's something that I've never done before. I've done live streaming with video games and things along those lines, but that is a completely different scenario when it comes to IWTV. There's so many things that I could say about these sort of things. I've got so many memories on my phone here and right now that I can't really pick which ones I really like the best. There's so much. There's so much.
Yeah. And I have to think though the rest of the year that's going to make it in a way motivating to finish out with a bang because you've had all these memories.
It's definitely going to be a lot of shows that I still have to do before the end of the year comes about, because we have November, we have December, and I'm looking at my calendar right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shows in November, and then I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have another 6 in December.
Wow. Wow. I have to ask you, I'm going to make you laugh. Andrew Lovelace, when he comes on always, he's got the notebook and the pencil. Here's my date. Are you doing like the notepad and the pencil also?
No, I got it all in my phone, in my calendar.
Because Andrew I love Lovelace. I'm sure we'll get to that later on. He's here next Wednesday with an interesting character. Oh, I'm sure that'll be a topic. Those guys
I've seen.
They're very interesting, and they're actually becoming a hit on Sportswire, believe it or not. But I'll leave that later on. But he's always missed a notebook, and reminds me. I don't know if anybody could, maybe some people in the chat could relate to this. When I was growing up as a kid, we would go get cold cuts, and the guy at the deli would have the pencil on his hand, over his ear, and he would write, "What do you want?" And that's Andrew Lovelace to me. He put the notes, take the pencil like this, put the notes down, and what do you got there? I just remember as a kid, my mother would send me to go to the deli. I want a half a pound of roast beef. I want a pound of bologna or whatever it was. And I would have to give it to the guy, and he'd have to take the pencil and, mark it all off. That's Andrew Lovelace for me. He's going to kill me for saying that, I'm sure.
Old school.
Yes. Very old school.
Is cool. That's the saying. I hope that is the saying. It might be the saying, but
we're going to tell you what, it very well could be, but that's his YouTube page. Give him a sub button. I'll come to Zilla real quick. IWTV is independent wrestling TV. It's really one of the go-to sources. If you're a wrestling fan, it's a great website, and you get a chance to watch so many different wrestlers and wrestling promotions around the world. Really,
$10 a month.
It's $10 a month. I remember what's my friend Steve Wolf. Have you worked with Steve Wolf? Steve Wolf has been a big proponent of that. Pro Wrestling Magic. I don't know if you've gone quite that far.
I haven't gone that far yet.
Okay, but he's big, always promoting it, and a lot of other guys. We have Stream XPW for the deathmatch guys like Jimmy Controversy and Kato, and then you got IWTV, which I know, by the way, you're not going into death matches, right?
I hope not. But I mean, there is. I got a little something this weekend coming up, but
I'm gonna get to that.
I'm gonna get to that. We'll save that for a little bit later.
Give me about 15-20 minutes on that. But I gotta ask you. Obviously, the last thing I think we spoke about before you last were on Sportswire was in that company EBW. Yeah. And you want to recap kind of what happened and where we go and kind of where we eventually go into about 20 or so minutes from now.
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Yes, sir.
I had the EBW Tag Team Championships at the time.
I remember we spoke about it. I remember that.
Along those lines. Unfortunately, the next show we were supposed to we defended them, and we lost them, myself and Double G.
Yes, good old
and
Double
that
G.
got me a little upset, just a little bit. So I kind of give him a little in between the legs and turned on him. at that point in time,
Yeah.
and let's just say it was definitely something that nobody expected. I was just annoyed and pissed off that it was just such a short term, a short title reign and everything along those lines. But after that, it kind of just became a war of words between me and Double G, and it turned into a it turned into it turned into a war, a literal war between me and him. And after everything was said and done, the final challenge was made, and we had an I Quit match. And
Yes, I did watch that actually
It was
a few months ago.
career versus career.
Yes, that was in the spring, I believe.
That was in the spring, and at that point in time, where myself and Double G had one hell of a war between both of us, and he was the victor in that point in time. And true to my word, I stepped down from EBW and left the yard.
What will you miss most about EBW?
The people. There was a lot of amazing people over there, and I still talk to them from time to time. But I miss the people. I miss working with them. But all good things must come to an end, and I'm glad that I had my time over there. But I could say this right now, that there's nothing but up. Nothing but up from here on.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come. And besides, there's also EBW Pro. There's always that that little company as well.
Well, for sure. And and we see a lot of the crossover in EBW Pro with many of these same names. I got to ask you something. I guess it's kind of pro wrestling. It's not backyard wrestling, but I'm looking at Jacob Cassidy here as an example, and he was on GTS not too long ago, and which will tie.
Was he?
Yes,
I've seen that AJ and Sean were on there,
yep.
but I didn't know that
Sean was there. Jacob Cassidy, I believe, had a little bit of appearance there in GTS.
Interesting.
What did you think of that when you see guys like AJ and Sean and some of the other people you've worked with? And I know you're hobnobbing with Kevin Nash, you're hobnobbing with Kurt Angle, Scott Steiner, but GTS is on this platform kind of a big deal. Jimmy Controversy's been a friend. He was just here last week. Guys like Gabe Sayers, who you've probably just missed in the circuit, Mikey Anarchy, some other guys, they're GTS staples. And GTS is the seventh biggest wrestling company in the world. It's number 7. It's a massive following. Grem is Grem.
It is.
And from afar, what do you think about something like that when you see these guys that you've worked with in the circuit go and be a part of like GTS?
Listen, whatever gets you exposure, whatever gets your name out there, you do what you need to do. Simple as that. GTS is a good product to do, and I know it's nearby where I am.
In Jersey,
at least a couple hours away. I have been very tempted of getting myself over there, but things have been rather busy for me, so I haven't.
I know that, but I think the Prodigies have been there. I think it was the Prodigies. The Prodigies were in Pro Wrestling Venom, which is Jimmy, which I know they're here. They'll probably correct me. They would. I know that because Jimmy raves about them every time I'm on Sportswire with them on and off the air. So you're seeing guys have that crossover. I mean, we'll certainly get into some of your cohorts in a little while. They've also been up and down the circuit, but a lot of guys have been there and such. And it's great to see. It's great to see people go out there and do different things. So,
it is great to see. I couldn't be more proud of them, honestly, because Jacob Cassidy has been working his freaking ass off.
Absolutely,
training up in Pennsylvania with the
birthday boy, Kid Mike,
and Van Hansen.
Yep, the birthday boy and Van Hansen, Mr. V to the H, who is in your old stomping grounds over there in Maryland, and they've got the that beautiful ring there where they get everybody to go out there, and you'll laugh. Actually, Kid Mike on Facebook actually messaged me a few months ago. You want to train? I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, considering how many wrestlers throughout the backyard, the underground, and the independent wrestling circuit would love to have a match with me to basically, like, I'm sure, put me through the ringer. I'm gonna stay here on Sportswire. I want to stay here.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't blame you on that one. I don't blame you. But you know, there could be a time me and Van Hansen. I know he put me. There was a whole trend that was going on at the moment where everybody was listing their top tens of who they want to
Yes,
face
yes.
in 2025. I made my list and I see Van Hansen put me on his list. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'll see you over at Enterprise and Amplify. Don't you worry.
Well, what do you think about that? For the audience, we're watching the match for a little bit here. I mean, some of those names, I see a bunch of people here. Maybe they didn't get a chance to watch or look at that on Facebook. I mean, who are some of the people you really would like to wrestle in 2020? As crazy as it sounds, like I said, I had you here 10 months ago. We're going into 24. Now here we are, and we're going into 25. So who are some of the wrestlers you would like to face next year?
Um, my trainer. My trainer sickened. I'd like to have a match with him. If we're talking indies and everything along those lines as well, for sure, Mr. Amazing, Tavon Thomas
Yes,
is
yes,
also a good one. Red Dog as well. My own tag team partner as well, Kurt Blair.
yes.
Uh,
I know Kurt Blair.
I also put Van Hansen on my list as well.
I love Van Hansen. Do you like his haircut, by the way?
At least it's not as bad as a certain somebody that we know with those with that little haircut that he got, Mr. Robert Pearson. But we're not.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. But Robert Pearson,
that.
thank God Robert Pearson's doing well right now. Thank God he is doing. He went through a lot, poor Robert Pearson. So I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yes, we joked a lot about his haircut last year, but we're glad he's okay again, and we love Robert Pearson. And I feel like I owe him an appearance on Sports. But let him get to where he's going to be. But obviously we'll say good. But definitely.
There's definitely a few others that I'd like to mention as well. You said it earlier today, Mr. Rad Dad, Radley Bellman.
Oh, my man, Rad Dad, my man, that certainly tries to keep me in check. I don't listen to him all the time on Sportswire, but good old Rad Dad, Radley Belmont. Yes, I could definitely let him know about this.
I would love to have a match with him one day. He's got such charisma about him, and he's such a lovely fellow as well.
He actually works. He works on Staten Island, believe it or not, but he works on the other side of the island. Like, should I meet you? But he works on the other end of the island, so I'm like, that ain't gonna happen.
Another individual I would like to face would be Ace Christian.
Another guy doing a lot of great things. I just spoke with Ace a couple of weeks ago. We had a great conversation. Just wrestled his first indie show in New York, the other part of the state. And, he also got a haircut last year, and he's doing very well, Ace. The Blaze. The Blaze is doing well.
But if we're talking about people that I haven't really posted up and whatnot, I would say my own team as well with the Stompers and whatnot.
Oh, we're gonna get to them in about 10 minutes. We're gonna get to
whatnot, and just there's so many people to add. The people that trained me as well, like I said, Sicken, Eric Acton, Sean Raymond, Logan, aka the handsome devil Jason Drake.
Yes, I know Jason Drake. I heard the name.
They're all great individuals I would love to have a match with.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll see him, next year. I shouldn't say it, but I'll say it. But I'm back on Sportswire with a man Chase Wakefield, and he's got wrestling.
No. We need to run it back, Chase. I'm telling you this right now. We need to run it back, Chase. I'm not going to take no for an answer. This is actually a call out now, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. Chase Wakefield, you are being called out by DVG.
Well, you know what? You're in luck because Chase Wakefield's back on Sportswire, ironically enough, the day after Election Day. So whether you're having the blues or you're celebrating who won your favorite candidate, if you don't vote at all, you can vote to tune into Sportswire Radio. Like that, vote to tune into Sportswire Radio on November 6th at 8 o'clock because Chase Wakefield's back to talk about his the CW wedding invitational. So I'm going to make sure that Mr. Wakefield knows about this tomorrow on
Oh yeah.
Sportswire's
Oh
Instagram page.
wonderful. Oh
Well, I'll make sure.
wonderful.
Don't you worry. I'm going to clip that. In fact, I'll be off early tonight. So maybe I'll even clip that tonight. So I'll let Mr. Wakefield know about that here.
I'm telling you right now, me and him, we've got a score to settle.
Oh, I'm aware of that, and we'll definitely let him know for sure. I'm excited. Chase is now going to be a regular on Sportswire. We were speaking the other day. Tom, I'm so excited. I get to finally be a monthly regular guest on Sportswire. I'm like, well, what took you so long? It's been a year. I've known you a year and a half. He's like, well, I'm getting married. But yeah, Chase is. I gotta say, his wife's got to win the Nobel Peace Prize for wanting to have a wrestling show at her wedding. God bless his soon-to-be wife coming up next year. Because most people, I don't think, would really want to agree to that. But obviously,
I mean, for God's sakes, for other people that have had weddings, they literally, whenever they walk down the aisle, they've had wrestling theme songs and pyro go off and whatnot.
Good point.
Holding the damn belt. Holding a damn WWE belt as they walk down the aisle, as if it wasn't.
Or you could be like the Hart family, where they basically married, other wrestlers, and they basically just had. I'm sure. I don't want to go. Let's not even go there. But before we get to comments and we get to what we really want to talk about tonight, I do want to give a nice little plug to EBW because they've always been very kind with us in the past. I know we haven't really talked about them much in the last several months, but if you are here, they got a YouTube channel that's got almost 900 subscribers. So I got a bunch of you here on YouTube. Go hit the sub button for them. Forever EBW 8539. Definitely forever and ever hit the sub button so you can forever and ever keep in to date with what's going on in EBW. So we'll take that off the screen, bring you up to the big screen before we get to the topic at hand. Let's say hello to some people. My man, Vegas Storm. Vegas Storm apparently knows somebody that we'll maybe talk about later. He is from the great state of Georgia. I don't know if you've been to Georgia before, but that's where he's from. He's from Georgia. He was trained by Copper Dragon, by the way. Very legendary name. Very legendary name in backyard wrestling. That's his mentor. And that's a man also that I sponsor. I don't want to say Mr. Dragon's a mentor of mine, but he's more like a lecturer of mine. He lectures me on what I should be saying and not saying, which a lot these days he's telling me what I should not be saying for my own sake. So we love Mr. Dragon. And thank you for that. Vegas Storm's going to be back on Sportswire Radio probably this weekend. So give him some claps. My man, Magnum Carter, is going to be on Sportswire next month. He is also from the great state of Pennsylvania, though in the backyard circuit. You've moved on to Kevin Nash, but he's holding it down for us in the backyard circuit. I'd like to give him a big shout out. My man, always sharing me on Facebook, giving me my love. Nice to meet you, Destin. Absolutely on that intro. Appreciate that. Zilla, who is the resident chatter. She is the resident chat person of Sportswire Radio. She's the person that I should allow to take over for me. Would like to say hello to everybody. Yes, love Zilla. She'd like to say hello to everybody. There's my cohorts from Brooklyn, the Prodigies. DVG with exclamation points. The good old Prodigies, who I still haven't had on Sportswire. But speaking of Brooklyn, I got to say hello to my wingman. I'm going to make everybody laugh here in a minute because I do have something I want to. Speaking of wingmen in Brooklyn, my man Barry Gutman, who goes back with me so long, DVG. In fact, Barry Gutman goes so long with me that one of the last times Barry Gutman and I actually took a photo together, I actually, because I don't think you've seen this, actually looked like, well, this. I looked like this, DVG, without mutton chops.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Becky, he's got no mutton chops. But there I was. That's me and Barry. My man, Barry Gutman, my man for 12 years, who all of a sudden popped up about a month ago, and we're back.
Holy shit.
That's me and Barry.
That's a sight to see.
Me and Barry back in Brooklyn. That's, in our in the old neighborhood. We were in the neighborhood, and that's where we were. But now I'm on Sportswire with 1,000+ subs, and
wow.
And Barry's making candles. But yeah, that's what it went for. But there I was. But Barry wanted to say what up. I'll be getting to that in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. DVG, there you go. Exclamation points. Our friends in EBW Pro. There you go. Want to say hello to Mr. Darkron wearing my backyard Havoc shirt. I know you're not longer in the yard anymore, but Mr. Kron will be here Saturday night. I'll have a double header. I have Mr. Castelli and Mr. Kron. I have Brandon and Darkron. Probably like the two, if you put people like in backyard wrestling and underground wrestling, like who would win an election, like Brandon and Darkron, like nicest people. They would win popularity contest. Brandon and Darkron, they win. Me, I don't know. But Dark Crown and Brandon Castelli, they could be a great ticket there. Could be a better ticket than the 2 tickets right now we have for president. But let's not go there. I was bipartisan at least in that. But keep going and going and going and going. The man of many faces. We'll take my face off for now. But let's put your face up on the screen before we get to what's next. Having fun on Sportswire. Be original, absolutely. Magnum Carter subscribed to 1 YouTube channel, and I think 2 of them's coming up. So there you go. We help our people out.
Appreciate that.
I think I know who this is. Say hello.
Yeah, that is the Iron Bull Argus.
I know him well. I'm going to probably be in touch with him after the show because we haven't spoken in a while now.
Yeah, a resident for EBW Pro and actually one half of the EBW Tag Team Champions at the moment.
Yep, we know that. Let me get to some more chats.
And who attacked me from the recent show that we had at EBW Pro. Okay.
Yes.
It's wonderful. It's great.
Well, it was definitely wonderful, but Adrenaline Championship wrestling. No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
I
I'm gonna run.
Kicked his ass, so it's all good.
Well, he does say that the travels suck, but he loves road trips. He loves them.
Oh, and by the way, ACW stands for Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. Just
yes. So I think I mentioned that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, click and subscribe. Couldn't agree more. Definitely click and subscribe. Also, if you are here, click and subscribe again to the DVG YouTube channel, the first one. There you go. Hit that sub button there. We'll keep it up for a couple more minutes. IWTV is Internet Wrestling TV. Iron Bull says he puts his notes in his phone. Yeah, I just, the whole notebook and pencil thing, I mean, God bless, I love Loveless, but, that was like the days when, you were a deli man with cold cuts. I just think of the cold cuts days, but he's going to want to definitely make my
now I'm hungry.
Cold cuts.
Right.
Yeah, well, you know what? I haven't had cold cuts in ages, so that would be a good reason for tomorrow for me to go get a sandwich with cold cuts, and then, well, there you go. Well, you're going to hang on tight for that. Definitely, reminds me of the old neighborhood. The Stoppers, we're going to get to them. You just wait. We're getting to that. Going to get there. Forever the Champ DVG. One more match. Well, you'll just have to see this weekend. Thank you for that. I think he wants me in the ring, but I'm staying here in the microphone. I got to say hello to my buddy Ox McCoy, who made one of my logos. He's in the IMF. He watches all my shows. I have no idea why. He does that to basically keep me in line. But if I ever have a problem, I'm going to Ox because Ox reigns in blood. He sends his messages in blood, and he basically sleeps, drinks, and eats blood. So if I'm having a problem, I'm calling Ox because Ox, I think he's got my back. Maybe after this, though, I don't think he's got my back, but how you doing there? Yes, and thank you. Yes, we support our friends. We always try to give everybody a sub. We love to do that. And yes, Zilla loves Ox McCoy. Yes, we have a lot of fans here. And yeah, Barry's loved the photo. See, Barry loves it now because Barry's like, oh boy, Barry's, it's funny. Barry and I years ago, I think Barry's more famous now with me than years ago in the neighborhood. We were in Brooklyn, we were doing important things, but Barry's now more famous here than he was 12 years ago when we were actually doing important things in the world. But yes, Silas Walker is here Tuesday night. He is here Tuesday, I think around 9 o'clock, I want to say. Thunder Punch I caught a little bit of before winning the I'll talk about that. And speaking of people that is here, speaking of people that can't win the big one, though, I mean, I won't ask you on that, but that is Mr. Big Tex. But, I won't ask you about the Big Tex failure tour. I won't ask, Taylor Swift's big with the Eras tour now, but Big Tex is on the failures. I'm not going to go there because Silas is going to get ideas. That's going to get ideas. But yes, I will try to pop on the stream in somewhere in between that. But I'm here for probably another 40 minutes or so. But thank you for that, Barry. Chase Wakefield, we love Chase. Okay, definitely we'll do that. But okay, I think we got everything we want. I will be on the air tomorrow also before I go into something else. I'm going to be here tomorrow twice, a very abbreviated show. I'll be here probably about after lunch. You can figure 1:30, 2 o'clock, talking UK wrestling. 10 o'clock, SmackDown, baseball, whatever else. And then Saturday, I'm here with Dark Crown and then Brandon Castelli, the new DBW champion. So a lot of fun there. We appreciate that good stuff. But we're here with Mr. Destin Victor Glow. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. So, the reason I'm here, DVG tonight, is this weekend's pretty big. And it's going to be so big that you go in another state and you go into the state of Ohio. No, you're not campaigning for votes in a presidential election or campaigning for votes in a United States Senate.
God forbid.
Campaign. No, we're not going to do that tonight. I have enough problems on Sportswire the past few days. But you are going to be a part of a match that, is rather, I would say, maybe months in the making. And It's in this little company called PWC. Ring a bell? Ring a bell?
No, not really. Nah, yeah, I'm just kidding. Yes,
Yeah.
it does ring a bell. PWC, Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. Man, there has been something brewing over there for quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That little group called Collective, ring a bell?
The Collective, yeah, they're just a bunch of guys who think they really want to run stuff, but unfortunately they get stomped out, and they will get stomped out this weekend.
They get stomped out, right? They get stomped out, and there'll be something I'm going to put up on the screen in a minute about that. But you're very confident about that they're going to be stomped out coming up this weekend?
Yeah, they're gonna get stomped out, and they're also gonna get their lights stomped out as well. I'm gonna stomp their lights out. There's a whole bit of a pun there. The LED shoes and everything along those lines, just stomping the freaking lights out. Yeah.
Are you so confident in the fact that you're gonna stomp them out because there's somebody that's joining us right now that's gonna, I don't know, maybe enlighten us and maybe give us a little bit of a higher power as to why you guys are gonna stomp out the Collective? You think that might ring a bell if I bring on this man here, Mr. T3 Thomas Taft? Long time no speak, my friend, and just in time before hours at match time at Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. And how are you, my man?
It's day 24 of October.
24th.
And in 2 days, me, my brothers in arms, the Stompers, and DVG
Yes, sir.
will be going to PWC, Bridgeport, Ohio, to take part in the main event, which is a War Games match. Encaged, Raged. Every match is in a cage. But when you put the Street Stompers Incorporated and you put Destin Victor Glow together in a cage, it's not the Stompers and DVG. It's not Richie, Rob, and T3 and just a manager. No. You've unleashed parts of us in our mind that we might have locked away. See, let me take you back.
Yes, sir.
All this year, we've been going up and down the road. We've been putting in the time. We've been losing sleep. We've been sick. Our health, money problems. We've been going through it all this year. So to accommodate our year off right before Halloween, we get to go inside a cage and massacre people for the pleasure of ourselves. This has nothing to do with a Collective versus Stompers thing. This is an opportunity for us to finally let go of emotion. Cut that switch off. As you see, for the whole 24 days of this month, I've been in straight dark solitude. Mask on, talking to Thaddeus, eating my vegetables.
I wish
I hate veggies.
I should have listened to you, Mr. Taft.
But this whole time, it's all coming together in one night. October 26th. This whole beef we've had all the way back in May. Yes, I might have planted the seed by being a dirty ref. But you need to do your research, PWC. Why would you make me a ref? Knowing that the Collective were the ones that threw the first punch. Do your research and your history. At DOW, they attacked the Stompers. We were just defending ourselves. And as I said...
there, we put it right back on the screen. We had it a few months back on Sportswire.
Come on now. All we did was just pay back the debt. And we collected it times 10. That's all we did. That's all we did. But this is where the problem started. They put their hands on DVG, who is an innocent bystander. He's just here to do his job. He's just here to help us. No, y'all want to get the numbers. They already have 2 behemoth people on their team. What else do you need to do? Literally, and Poe the Destroyer is all 3 of us together. But you want to go get Banana Man, knowing that Rich is allergic to bananas. That should be a lawsuit. Then you go and get my young compadre, Dave Jameson, the young boy, the psycho killer. I go back to the asylum with that young child, but you brainwash him to turn on me, his own flock. We flew together, as we would say. We rode the roads together, as they would say. But it's okay. You picked your side. And we're going to deal with that problem as well on Saturday. But I'm not here to ramble. I'm not here to take over.
Very kind. No, Mr. Taft. I mean, we're watching what happened 5 months ago, by all means. But we're going to put something else up here in a minute for our audience. We'll put the volume up for this.
You said what? Wait a minute. You said do it now? Are you sure? Hey, DVG. Thaddeus and me have something for you. Okay?
Wow, this is interesting.
And we really don't give out gifts. But because Halloween's around the corner, Thaddeus is in a good spirit.
I could see that, Mr. T3.
For a solid year, DVG, you have been part of this circle. You have been part of this family. So now, you are given your own skull head.
Oh my God!
Okay? Whatever his name is, or her name is, or whatever, it's on you. But once you touch it, and once it's in your grasp, you will no longer be the DVG that you are now. You have less than 48 hours. Out with the old and with the new.
Oh my God. Happy skull hunting season it seems to be, but DVG, what is your thoughts?
Out with the old, in with the new. There must be something missing throughout all of this. Oh, wait, that's right. That's right. That old DC finest aggression that we have been missing, and we're going to cultivate all of that into one motion for this main event that we are going to be in. Ooh. That skull right there is going to grant me the power to take off that lovely suit jacket that I have on every time that I'm with the Stompers. And this time around, I'm going to put on the LED boots, shine bright, and participate in the match myself. Because I'm getting sick and tired of seeing my boys lose every now and then, because there has been a little bit too much.
There's the boys there, Rob Blade and Richie Blanco.
Exactly. Those are my boys. Those are my compadres. Those are my family. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm excited. I'm excited for Saturday. You want to know why? I'm excited for Saturday?
You tell us, DVG.
We are going to be locked in a cage in the middle of that ring with 8 individuals, one including the ref. And we are going to stomp out the competition that is the collective. And they're going to collectively take their skulls and take a hike. Because we're here to massacre.
Oh my God! Halloween's come early, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be at the behest of the collective. Because the Stompers are going to stomp a mud hole into the collective. And you might want to say, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be collecting on what's ahead coming up this Saturday, Bridgeport, Ohio. Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots, War Games, 8 in the Cage, and something tells me the Stompers are the only ones getting out. But gentlemen, I'd like to play something for you, and I want to get your reactions toward it because there was something since you were here with us in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. I'd like to play a video, if you don't mind, that recaps a little bit of this, only if you gentlemen would insist. I mean, I obviously know you guys are, very busy men, but I would like to make sure that I could play this with your permission only, of course.
Oh, that is fine.
Thank you, Mr. C3. Definitely appreciate that very much. But
Bob and Ricky both hitting the floor quickly via elbow.
That match. No.
The Street Stompers showing that they are more losers attacking the collective after the bell. And the Street Stompers back up.
Oh yeah, you know exactly how it is, right? This is exactly how the Stompers are going to take over here at Cheap Shots. It's gonna be about games. It's gonna be about lollygagging. No, we're about stopping the competition. You thought we forgot? We forgot about the parking lot. Remember Chambers? Remember Chambers, PA?
I call yourself the new collective or whatever you call yourself. That debt has been collected by yours truly.
So you keep on saying about the Chambersburg, remember. What you forget to remember is you was on the ground after that.
Things about to get bananas.
You know, the Stompers last show decided they wanted to involve William Renee in the ongoing collective and Stompers beef. And when I was just trying to mind my business.
When's the last time have you seen us not with our backs against the wall? We're going to fight until we can't fight no more and then still fight.
We are at full strength, and when we're at full strength, no one can beat us.
So that's what y'all do. Hope you're ready for an ass kicking of a lifetime. Yeah, you want to get bananas? Let me tell you something. I am highly allergic to bananas. And
allergic.
I'm gonna out anyone and anybody that has it on yellow, that smells like the bananas, or any other thing.
We are literally the Stompers for a reason. Like, do you not see this? We literally do nothing but stomp people out for a living.
Are you kidding me? Huh? This is going to happen again? Twice? Are you kidding me? No, because it's not going to happen a third time, because third time is going to be the charm. You attacked me and Poe? Really? This is how we're going to do things? Guess what? This is war now. Managers, children, mothers, fathers, off limits. You touched our manager. You made it even more personal than it was. Collective. That's what you're going to be doing after we're done with you, with this so-called freaking war that you created with us. You go collective. We have just made the worst enemy possible, known as the Street Stompers Incorporated.
The official Goon Squad.
They're gonna be collecting their damn teeth off the damn ground once we're through with them.
You hear me?
Get him up! Get him up!
This is my favorite part. Hey, DVG, this is my favorite part.
This right here. Pay attention now.
Oh!
You dig? See, it's all coming together. The massacre, the dark side, out with the old and with the new.
see how he hesitated? He doesn't have the guts. He doesn't have the guts to throw a chair at us.
He did not want to hit me. He was scared. I walked out so smooth, like whatever.
The Collective versus Street Stompers Inc.
The traitor. The traitor.
Added
He's a
some more
Judas.
firepower.
He's a Judas.
I'm a man on a mission.
You're not on a
We're a
mission.
group on a mission.
I'm telling you, remember the name? This ain't over. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. It's not over.
They found me.
Traitor.
Rage. Caged rage, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be caged rage coming up in Bridgeport, Ohio. Gentlemen, your reactions. We just saw. What a package. I'm ready to go and watch the cage right now.
Caged rage. And trust me, there is a lot of rage that is stuck within us right now. We're going to be coming from DC all the way over to Bridgeport, Ohio. And guess what? We are going to come out victorious. I don't give a damn who they bring in. I don't care if it's from day one all the way to now. I don't give a damn who the hell they bring. Now they got me in the mix. We've got Richie, we've got Rob, we've got T3, and now you got the glow. And I'm going to guarantee you this one thing. It's going to be blinding when you see the light above where the pin goes down. 1, 2, 3.
It's got to be the shoes. It's got to be the shoes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hi guys. Okay.
Oh, Miss TV.
Okay.
Oh.
Hi guys. So when I have the mask on, sometimes I kind of forget where I'm at.
Well, you know what? We were all blinded by the light, to quote Man for Man, after what we just saw you guys do to other collective. And there's the shirt. There it is. Look at that shirt. Get your Street Stompers merchandise now. Everywhere. Go to the Street Stompers Instagram page. You can get your shirt now.
This is just what I want to say.
Yes, sir.
I'm not really like nervous or nothing like that, because how you get the nerves before a show, but it's like we're literally doing something. Everybody that's stepping in this match is doing something for the first time. This is a cage match environment where none of us has gone in the cage before. None of us know what to really expect as far as, like we don't even know the order of who's coming out, who's going in. We don't know none of that yet. So when we get there, and by us being the main event, we're physically going to probably freestyle and put this match together 45 minutes to an hour before our match even happens.
Guys, that's got to make it so interesting. You just don't know what to expect coming up this Saturday. Cage Rage coming up in Bridgeport, Ohio. You just don't know.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be interesting. That's for
damn sure. I do feel like DVG is the wild card in this match. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, regardless of how it's booked or how it's made, DVG is the wild card in this match, period.
Why?
Like, in the PWC's eyes and any other wrestling company's eyes, other than the people that he's wrestled for, they only know this man as a ring announcer. You get what I'm saying?
Former yarder. A former yarder.
Yeah, like if that and that's real. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to look at it from that aspect, him going into this match with me, Richie and Rob already been a solidified team for the past 6 years. Me coming back out, being solidified for the last 3 years. Then, him stepping in the cage, not just with us as his teammates, but then you got the opponents who are, one, you got two young boys that are younger than 24, 25, that are really trying to make a name for themselves. Then you got these two big guys who really can just toss us all around the ring the whole time. So it's really not going to be a basic match as you think of, oh, well, they're just the big guys and their faces. We have to go in there. We're going in there smart and strategic. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to pick our shots. We're going to... Mm-hmm.
It's a War Games match. Listen, you got unpredictability. You have size. You have guys that might have the shoes. Got to be the shoes. You got Stompers. You got you, which you bring Thaddeus. I mean, so it's got everything. It's kind of like Baskin Robbins. There's 31 flavors coming up here in this match.
You got to
Nah,
think of it like
literally.
this. You got to think of it like this. There is going to be 9 people. By the time the match actually begins, there's going to be 9 people stuck in one singular
You realize
ring
that could be like a
is
battle royal. You
caged
realize that could
around.
be like a rumble, gentlemen.
This
right?
isn't
9
going to
people.
be your normal War Games match where you have 2 rings, so there's going to be a little bit more space. No, it is going to be 9 people stuck in one singular ring inside of a cage. You think this is going to be chaotic? I can guarantee you one thing. It is
What?
going to be absolute hell.
Hey, yo. This is what we signed up for. And this is why the motto for this weekend is out with the old and with the new. For real. And I really feel like that's what it's like. This is going to be, you know how they say WWE and all these other big companies, oh, once you had a Hell in a Cell match, you never were the same. You left a piece of yourself in the ring. This is going to be a situation where, because it is a first time thing, you might go out there and pull out something that you've been keeping in your back pocket for a whole year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might go out there and, you know what? Instead of hitting 4 suplexes, I'm going to hit 6. You see what I'm saying? Like, you never know. It's based off of how the energy is and how this is going to feel in the match. And I think that's really the surprise factor. When, we are the heels, as they want to say, we're the bad guys, we're the assholes, right? So, of course, they're going to expect for us to come in there and do that type of stuff. Come in there and, you're going to low blow and eye gouge and all that. But if you go in there and you really tell the story, you build your character with the time that you're given. You come out at the right time in the right spot, people are going to forget that it's probably even a freaking War Games match. They're just going to sit there and see everything happening in this corner and over there. And
all right, but guys, let me ask you this question. We're here with, of course, the Stompers. We got Mr. T3 Thomas Taft himself and the chat of all trades, DVG. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. Your voice, figuratively and literally, we're all wrestling matters. All right, guys, I know you guys are wild, but how are we preparing for this match? Is there any preparation going into Saturday in Bridgeport or what?
I've been training every single weekend.
Yeah.
Every single solitary weekend. They think they're looking at me. Oh, I'm just a regular manager. Oh, I'm just a regular ring announcer. No. Absolutely not. No. I've been trained by the best with the best, okay? I am not going to come into this whole thing just going to go into this blind. Yes, this is my first cage match. Yes, this is going to be my first War Games match. But guess what? I'm going to be with my brothers, all right? I'm going to be with people that I'm comfortable with, that I know who are going to have my back, and who I know is experienced in the ring as well, so we can take these behemoths down.
No pun intended. No pun intended. Brooklyn Prodigies, you family.
You know what I did there.
Well, we caught that. But there's the guys. They're going to be in action coming up here this Saturday at Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. Cage Rage. They'll be in there with the Collective. And there's the guys there. And I wouldn't want to mess with you guys. If it was me, I got to be honest with you. I've known you guys. I've known you guys for about maybe a year. A little longer, whatever it is, right?
When does that picture say? When was this picture taken?
I have Instagram September 2nd.
7 weeks ago.
7 weeks ago.
Okay, so 7 weeks ago, I'm gonna let you know this much.
What?
That was the show we did in August then, right? It had to be the August show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The from the time we've been there all the way to now, it seems like it's been like a whole year, but it was only May. Okay. So we had May, July, and August. Okay, we've only been in this company for 3 shows. Seems like it's been a whole year, right?
You know what I was gonna say to you guys? That if I'm the Collective, seeing what you guys have brought to the table tonight, and especially since Mr. T3, you've come here about the last 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe if I'm the Collective, maybe I should not show up on Saturday. Maybe I should just go and plan to watch the Steelers game this weekend. Maybe I should go out.
I'm gonna be honest. That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah,
if they
why?
do that, because I would rather do this. I'd rather us go in the cage, blow the roof off the building, knowing that we're going to touch the roof when we're suplexing each other. You see what I'm saying?
Right. All right.
And do what we're supposed to do, and everybody be safe. It's a lot of love and there's a lot of hate.
But you don't want the Collective to be safe, gentlemen. You don't want them to be safe.
Nah, I don't. I want them to be safe getting to the show because I want to be the reason why they're not safe at the end.
But I gave the offer. Maybe if it was me, what you guys have said to me, maybe I shouldn't show up. Maybe I should find something else to do. Maybe I should go and, what do people do? Go out and find pumpkins?
In
I
a
don't know.
typical night, see, look, on a typical night, think about it. Look at my career. I'm always the small guy in the group. I'm always getting the big person from Behemoth to Big Tex. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be the big guy that's going to mess with me. You see what I'm saying? Ezreal, come on now. So I'm in a match where it's two big guys on one side already, and Poe and Banana Man. So
you got a football background. You were a football player. You're hitting the gym, so you know the deal. You know what's up.
You gotta play smart, like combine together. I think when DVG does our weigh-in or something, I think we're like a combined weight 350 something pounds or 370 or some shit like that. Pardon my French. But I'm like, if we're 375, that's only 125 apiece. Then that's nothing. That's literally one person.
Well, it might be. Like, is that Big Tex?
I mean, hey, Big Tex might not be 375. He might not be.
Cyrus is here. Probably tell you it's not Big Tex.
I've seen him getting smaller. You feel me? Like,
well, he's on the failures tour. I mean, I'm sure I'll talk about that with Silas Tuesday night. But how important then? Let me ask you, gentlemen, this question. How important is it to win this Saturday to go into 2025 with momentum?
That's exactly the answer right there. To win, to get that win, and to be able to do so, and get that motivation for next year. Trust me, we're gonna come back stronger than ever. The whole next year is just gonna be smooth.
Because the year is right around the corner. So getting a victory here is huge. It's huge. Listen, we're all football fans. This is locker room material going into next season. Basically, this is your next season starts. If I'm not mistaken, to me, it's starting this Saturday in Bridgeport, Ohio, with Pro Wrestling Cheap Shot. That's what I think.
This is how I look at it from a broader aspect. Okay,
you tell me.
If we win, okay. Do you close the book or do you keep it and flip the page and go to another chapter? But then if you lose, it's the same thing. Do you close the book or do you flip the page and start a new chapter? So it's kind of like, to me, I just want to go in and get it over with and then figure out soon as the match is over. Once I hear the ding, 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 then I know. If I'm ding, 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 and I'm like, yeah, then I know where my story's going. You see what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much like, hey, okay, we get the big prize at the end. You're not gonna throw me in a cage at the end of the year and then make me go out here in the main event, blood, sweat, and tears, get smacked with weapons, potentially get thrown into the cage and all of this for 30 minutes maybe. And then it's just, well, that's the end of the story. What? Because if this was kayfabe or not, me as that heel wrestler, I'm coming back to your next show, and I'm probably going to, tear your show down. You feel me? I might come in here and we're smack. Me, the Stompers, and Chad collectively would probably come to that show. DVG collectively will probably come to that show, and we will get the chairs, get the kendos, and we're sitting in the ring, taking your show hiatus. You get what I'm saying? Like, here's the story. That's why I'm like, it's kind of more so, where's the company see the story going? Not really if we want to win or lose, because we've been doing our job the whole year, honestly. From the time that even me being on screen with the Stompers, when it was a DBW thing into when we started doing this year, the first thing everybody saw us do collectively was stomp people out. We always interrupted matches. We always beat down people, and we always got out of the ring.
Yes. But that's why to me, this is why this weekend to me is very important to get the W.
Yeah, like there is no running this time. All this drive-bys.
You're in a cage, gentlemen. It's cage rage. We ain't running, but that's okay because the collective can't run either.
You get what I'm saying?
I definitely see it straight up.
And I said something to Richie and Chad a week ago when we was talking in the chat. I said the crazy thing is they're making it seem like we're stepping in the cage with the collective, when honestly the collective is stepping in the cage with us. When you say certain things in a sentence and then reword it, it sounds and feels a whole lot different, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I think
that like,
it's a run on word.
Stepping in the cage with the collective. Why do we have to step in the cage with them? We're the ones beating them down. We're the ones getting the up. Even if we haven't won a match against them, that's fine. but we always leave on top. You see what I'm saying? Every time we are on screen, they're the ones in the ring picking each other up. Oh my gosh, my homie.
They have won the battle, but the war is far from over.
Yeah.
We have a point that needs to be proven. That the Street Stompers are not to be played with. Okay,
Pretty much.
we got that aggression. Okay, we are from DC, motherfucker. Okay, let's just put it that way.
DC. We know DC. Yep, absolutely. You know,
Let's just put it that way. We are from the streets. All right, you want to know. You want to know. You want to know exactly why I think that we are going to be on top. It's because of the fact you want to know why they made sidewalks, right? You want to know why they made sidewalks?
why? You tell me, because I have no idea. I know nothing.
It's because the streets ain't made for everybody, all right?
Ah.
These guys think that they are about the streets when we've been in the streets since the very beginning, all right? This is us. We are the Street Stompers, and we are going to stomp them out.
And those sidewalks are made
Easy.
for those glow like shoes.
Man, look, it's a legit
Don't matter.
acronym. The fact that we are the Street Stompers, we drive on these streets to take us to these matches and these shows, and then we get there and then we stomp out the competition. It doesn't matter what it is. Literally, if you watch everything we've done from the beginning of this year to now, every clip is a stomp out. It is a beat down. It is literally boots to asses. And we're leaving out the ring before, stuff gets too grimy, because why are we going to sit here and let a big 6'2", 280 swing a chair at us? Why are we about to let somebody who's 6'5" with long arms and long legs come here and grab me? Are you tripping? No, we're out of here. Just because we're smarter makes us the bad guys. No, we're smarter. But like I said,
no. Just because they see us getting out of the ring, that makes us cowards. No, that just makes us smarter, because we are not here to get our asses beat. We are here to kick asses, okay?
Right.
This is the whole point of the Stompers. Why do we name ourselves the Stompers? Huh? This is the whole point. Okay,
to stomp your opponents, and you're gonna stomp them coming up here this Saturday, less than 48 hours from now. Coming up, Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots.
We will be getting out the ring this time Saturday. This time Saturday at 9:50, we should be getting out the ring or leaving the building.
Well, when I have you gentlemen on, hopefully before the end of the year, we'll recap with a victory celebration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look.
And maybe, how about next time? How about this? How about next time it's all four of yous?
We could do that.
We could get
we
that
can most
happen.
definitely
You do that? You think you could maybe pull in a favor or two and ask Richie and Rob? We could put the four of yous here instead of two, because four last. And I don't know much about anything these days, and I'm sure people in the chat can vouch for that. Four is pretty much a lot bigger than two. So I mean, the four of yous.
Hey.
Yeah.
Four.
Let's get to some of the chat here before we get ready to close the show out here, because the boys are back. We got Mr. T3, Thomas Taft, and Destin Victor Glow, DVG, for the first time in 8 months on Sportswire Radio. Big Tex will be tuning in to Silas Walker because he got screwed. Well, you know what?
Hey,
no, it's not Craven Rage. We got hello there. Hello there. And James Taylor would like to say hello. How you doing, James Taylor? Silas Walker, my guest Tuesday. Good old Silas. I'd like to say, how you guys doing? Everybody's doing good. James Taylor is here. Silas Walker is here. We got them out of the way. Okay, so let me ask you gentlemen this question. Let's go into it. What would be your final words for the collective coming up before this Saturday, Cage Rage, Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots?
You first, Chad.
All right, let's go ahead and put it down like this. These are the facts of the matter, okay? There has been a lot of crap going around here, okay? Y'all started it. Guess what? We're finishing it. That is the point that we are going to prove here in the next couple of days inside of that cage, all right? DVG, Destin Victor Glow, I'm going to tell you this one more time. You want to know why they call me Destin? Because this is my destiny. You want to know why they call me Victor? Because this is going to be my victory. And you want to know why they call me Glow? Well, it's because we, as the Stompers, are going to outshine you.
Bang, bang. Mr. T3.
Bang, bang, bang. Now, see,
I'm thinking of the old Vince
so-
McMahon Stone Cold segment where he took the gun and it was just when Stone Cold did it to Vince McMahon's head and it was just bang.
Man, all I want to say, I don't
Yes,
even
sir.
know if is it working? Like, am I moving on the screen?
No. Now you're on the screen. Now you're on the screen.
Okay, because I
There
was
you go.
trying
Now
to figure
you're
out what's
alive.
going on. But
It's the magic
all
of
I-
technology. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Right. All I want to say is this. I don't know if the collective are watching or not. And if they are, hi. See you on Saturday. But,
Now we already know that they're not watching this because they think they're prepared. They're not.
the only thing that I don't like about this whole situation is
What?
Dave Jameson decided to just flip and just join the collective. Like, I did not want to have to put my hands on a young boy that was part of my camp. Like, you don't understand. This is really emotional. This child has talked to grandma. They have sat down and ate cookies together. You're not understanding. I might have to get my belt, Tom.
Uh-oh.
Get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
This might not be, for some parents to watch if they don't have the right discipline for their kids at
Maybe
home.
I should cover my eyes this Saturday.
You get what I'm saying? It might be one part that might be too graphic for some parents. See what I'm saying? I gotta get the belt. Whoota!
Well, you know what? Let's just say welcome to your nightmare, the collective, coming up here this Saturday.
I've
Yes,
only
sir.
got one
Yeah, for
last thing
real.
to say before we sign off and whatnot. I hope for everybody that's watching at home, if you're going to be at the show, please do me a favor and wear black because it's about to be a funeral.
Oh my God! Funeral, eulogy,
out.
last rites, over and out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stompers have stomped a mud hole into their return to Sportswire Radio. They have walked off the stage, exit stage left. DVG and Mr. T3 Thomas Taft have basically told the collective, welcome to your final moments. Prepare for a funeral, your own funeral. And it's going to happen this Saturday night. Bridgeport, Ohio. Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. Cage Rage. War Games coming up. The Collective and the Street Stompers. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Be very, very afraid. We'll see the Stompers real soon. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. And you better follow the Stompers on Instagram, the Street Stompers Inc., the Street Stompers _Inc. 4. Check out DVG, Destin Victor Glow, Thomas.
Oh, and by the way, look,
Yes.
we on the road to 1,500 subs. We on the road to 1,500 subs. We trying to get it about New Year's. You hear me? And don't maybe come through the screen and
Oh my God,
y'all.
he's good. Well, just go sub to Sportswire. We don't want T3 to come out and kill us and kill everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you want Sportswire Radio, I'll be back here 2 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Be there or be square. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one, go into the Sportswire Radio.